Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the fundamental rules of, well, literally everything around us. We're taking a lot of inspiration today from a visually stunning, truly cinematic lecture by Dr. Chem, and we're going to break down the mechanics of the universe right down to the atomic level. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's just jump right in with a question. Have you ever stopped to wonder why iron rusts? Or why water boils, gold shines, and wood burns? I mean, what exactly makes these everyday substances behave in such wildly different ways? Well, the secret actually lies in what we call the physical and chemical properties of matter. These are the unique characteristics that let scientists identify, classify, and even predict how absolutely everything in the physical universe is going to behave. You can basically think of these properties as the identifying language of chemistry. Here is a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll start with an introduction to matter, then cover physical properties, chemical properties, intensive versus extensive properties, identifying chemical changes, and finally, some incredible real-world applications. Okay, Section 1, Introduction to Matter, the basics of what makes up our world. So everything around us, from the water you drink to a banana sitting on your kitchen counter, takes up space and has mass, right? Matter is essentially defined by two things. First, its composition, which is the actual atomic ingredients. And second, its distinguishing properties, things like color, texture, and how it changes over time. Moving on to Section 2, Physical Properties. This is all about observation without transformation. So what are they? By definition, physical properties are traits that you can observe or measure without changing a substance into something totally new. When you measure these things, the actual chemical identity of the material stays exactly the same. We're talking about things you can easily see or test, like the yellow color of sulfur, the density of a toy floating in water, the melting point of ice, or, how well copper conducts electricity. Now, think about the three basic physical states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. What's really interesting here is that these states change purely based on the arrangement and energy of the particles, not their chemical makeup. Whether a substance is rigidly packed together as a solid, flowing freely as a liquid, or spreading way out as a gas, the core substance remains totally unchanged. And if we zoom in for a molecular level view, we can see this perfectly. Whether it's helium atoms just bouncing around randomly inside a balloon, the rigid, blocky structure of a solid salt crystal, or liquid water sloshing around in a beaker, viewing their physical structure reveals their physical state without altering their core identity at all. I mean, water vapor and solid ice are physically completely different, but chemically, they're both still just H2O. All right, Section 3, Chemical Properties, the potential for change. Now, chemical properties are a whole different ballgame. They describe a substance's ability to actually undergo chemical changes and form completely new substances. Unlike physical properties, which you can mostly just look at or measure directly, the crucial point here is that a chemical property is only ever revealed during a chemical reaction. You can't just stare at something and know it's flammable, right? You have to actually see it interact with fire and oxygen. Let's look at some heavy hitters here. We've got flammability, like wood burning in a campfire. There's reactivity, which can be super explosive, literally, like dropping potassium into water. There's corrosion and oxidation, like the slow, steady rusting of an iron nail. And of course, properties like toxicity and acidity. In every single one of these scenarios, the original substance is reacting and transforming into something totally new. Next up, Section 4, Intensive versus Extensive Properties. Basically, does the amount of matter change its traits? This is a really important distinction for scientists. Extensive properties depend entirely on how much of the matter is actually there. If you have more of a substance, its mass, its volume, and its heat capacity are all going to increase. But intensive properties, they are completely independent of the amount. Density, color, the boiling point, those stay exactly the same whether you're looking at a tiny single drop of water or an entire ocean of it. Section 5. Identifying chemical changes. The signs of transformation. Let's put these head-to-head for a second to firmly establish the difference. With physical properties, changes happen without altering the material's identity, and a big takeaway here is that they're usually reversible. You melt ice, you can easily just freeze it again. But chemical changes, they involve reactions that create entirely new substances, and they are usually highly irreversible. Once you burn a piece of wood or bake a cake, there's absolutely no going back. Now, sometimes these chemical changes are pretty hard to miss. If you're a chemist holding a flask and it suddenly shoots out this vigorous, vibrant green smoke or produces a loud explosion, well, you know for sure a reaction just happened. But other times, reactions are incredibly slow or even invisible to the naked eye, and they require some really careful observation to prove that a new substance was actually created. And that is exactly why scientists use a specific checklist for chemical changes. They look for the production of a gas, think bubbles or smoke. They feel for unpredictable temperature changes, like a sudden burst of heat. They watch for weird color changes, or sniff out strange new odors. They even look for the formation of a precipitate, which is basically when a solid suddenly forms and separates out of two mixed liquids. For example, the slow breakdown of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen might be tough to see, but careful measurements of these specific clues prove beyond a doubt that a reaction occurred. All right, final section number 6, real-world applications, taking this from nanotechnology all the way to artificial intelligence. So let's see how this all builds up. When we take what we know about matter and shrink it way, way down to the nanoscale, it unleashes this crazy thing called the quantum effect. At that tiny scale, the physical and chemical properties of materials we thought we knew actually change drastically. Electrical conductivity, reactivity, mechanical strength, they can all just skyrocket compared to their normal bulk versions. This is a massive game changer, unlocking sustainable solutions for engineering, targeted drug delivery and medicine, and even predicting pollution in environmental science. In today, we are mapping these properties at speeds that are just mind-blowing, thanks to AI. Just look at the evolution of AI in predicting molecular behavior. We've gone from the painfully slow, complex wave function calculations back in the 1950s to molecular fingerprints in the early 2000s. Then came 3D-aware geometric deep learning, and now we have these massive multimodal foundation models. We are quite literally teaching computers the fundamental rules of chemistry. The whole landscape of this field has just exploded. These cutting-edge AI models don't just guess, they directly map molecular structures to their exact physical and chemical behaviors. By understanding these properties at such a deep computational level, AI is actively revolutionizing how we discover new pharmaceutical drugs and design advanced futuristic materials, completely bypassing the need for endless slow lab trials. So ultimately, it comes down to this. The physical and chemical properties of matter determine exactly how substances behave, interact, and transform. They are, without a doubt, the true language of chemistry, and mastering these foundational properties is exactly what gives us the incredible ability to explain the natural world around us and to fundamentally build the future. Which leaves us with one pretty massive, exciting question to ponder. As AI and nanotechnology continue to evolve at this absolute lightning speed, how will mastering this intricate language of chemistry allow us to invent the seemingly impossible materials of tomorrow? It's pretty wild to think about. Thank you so much for exploring the building blocks of our universe with us today. Keep learning and keep questioning the world around you.